Well, Blake Lively was snubbed by the Met Gala, but other stars sure made themselves seen at this year's event. Plus, we have Hilaria Baldwin, who's claiming she now has ADHD and that she's neurodivergent, and that's why she has so many accents like Dorit. And then I've got some tea from Netflix's Battle Camp, so get ready. Lots to get into. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in, everybody in the club. What's going on, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Just a heads up, this is a pre record because I have a guest on today's show and I have to head in to tape the pop report today. So, this is pre-recorded. I know there are many of you in the live chat right now. I'm sending you all the love in the club. All the love in the club. Thank you. Love you. Appreciate you. Okay, lots to get into. I do have a special guest on today's episode. I have Morgan, who I don't know if you guys watched Cheer back in 2020. Remember the show about the cheering and the cheerleading? And it was like a big hit back then. They had 2 seasons. Obviously, there was a little bit of some scandal that came from the show, but she's now on Netflix's new series Battle Camp, where Netflix is bringing a bunch of different stars together to battle it out from like Squid Games. Squid Games is really good. I was telling you guys about the show. Some of you were in the comments saying that you liked Netflix's new Battle Camp, and I told you guys to binge it over the weekend. So I hope you binged it. I hope you did it because I've got Morgan on the show today, and she's going to be spilling some tea on her fellow cast members. Lots of tea to spill. So stick around for that later in today's episode. But we will be talking about Blake Lively, Hilaria Baldwin, so much going on, so much to dish. But I was excited that yesterday I got to announce that the Sidley twins are going to be joining me in Seattle. So excited to see the Sidley twins come with me on tour this summer. They're coming to Seattle, but that's not the only date I'm doing. I have a ton of other shows that are going to be happening this summer. Get your tickets now while you can. While they're hot, I suggest you go to nofilterlive.com and get your tickets. You'll get to meet the Sidley twins. You will get to meet some of my other friends. Donna Bowling is going to be on the Zactivated tour. Chef Stu is going to be on the Zactivated tour. Obviously, the Sydney twins. Colonel Kurtz is going to be on this Activated tour. We have lots of fun surprises. You're going to have some of your favorite reality stars that will be joining us on stage as well in all the different cities. So go on. Giorgio Says is going to be joining me on tour. I'm excited to have all of them. Chef Stu, Donna Bowling, all of your favorite content creators are going to be joining me on the different stages in each of the different cities. We're going to be doing a tea spilling panel, and then each show will close with a special guest interview. So stay tuned because I'll be announcing those special guests a little bit later. But first, I'm sharing all the content creators that are coming on out. So stay tuned all of this week and all of next week for a bunch of different announcements that are going to be fun and exciting to see who I'm bringing on tour with me. The shows are always fun. They're always a really cool opportunity for us to get to connect. And it's a fun time. We get to get a little Liddy City and just live life. But I'm coming to Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, and Los Angeles. It kicks off July 11th in Dallas. So get your tickets now at nofilterlive.com. Nofilterlive.com. Okay, let's dive into the Met Gala because there was so much tea with the Met. So many looks, I should say. Not so much tea, but a ton of looks. Rihanna, congratulations to Rihanna. I don't know if you guys saw the photos of her. She was under her umbrella. Ella, Ella, a, 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 a. But so that was probably the biggest announcement that came out of the Met Gala this year is that Rihanna is pregnant. So Rihanna, congrats on your little bump. She's got a baby coming. You can stand under my umbrella. Ella, Ella, a, 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 a. Now, this wasn't her final Met Gala look, the one where she was just like strutting down in the rain. She had this like blue, comfy little outfit on with like these. I don't love the socks look with the like the high heels that look like socks. I've never been much of a fan of that look and that vibe, but you know what? Good for Rihanna, Anna, a, 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 a. It's funny, every time I think of Umbrella now, I always think of that episode with Tom Holland and Zendaya when they were on what was that show called? Lip Sync Battle? You know, what's really funny is I actually was there for that performance. I didn't realize how iconic of a performance that lip sync battle was gonna be. That's one that was hosted by LL Cool J and Chrissy Teigen, and so obviously one of the most iconic performances from that show was Tom Holland dancing with all the water coming down on him, and he was competing against Zendaya, and he just, like, killed that performance, and it was so yummy, and I was excited. I was literally front row. I don't think you can see me, maybe the back of my head, but I remember I was front row for that. They were trying to fill the audience for like it's audience work. They pay you. I think we ended up taping 2 shows that day. They used the audience for 2 different shows that same day. And I don't remember what the first show was or what the other show was, but I do remember Tom Holland versus Zendaya and watching it in real time with all the water and the rain and the sparks and just not realizing. I mean, we knew it was iconic watching it, but not realizing how iconic it would eventually become. But noticeably absent from the Met Gala is none other than Blake Lively. Unfortunately, she was not invited this year. And you can tell Anna Wintour definitely wanted to stick her heels in the sand because we've seen them get invited to the Time 100 Gala. We saw them get invited to the SNL 50 celebration, the reunion with all the different people on SNL and all the different stars and the celebs and the former actors that have like since blown up. Blake and Ryan have not been shy about being anywhere that they'll be invited to and being on every single red carpet that they're invited to. So I highly doubt that this was their decision to skip the Met Gala. You know damn well they would absolutely be at the Met Gala had Anna Wintour extended the invite, and she did not. Blake Lively's attended the Met Gala for years, years on end, and I think they were not expecting her to attend this year, but I genuinely believe that it's because she wasn't invited. She was totally snubbed by the Met Gala committee and by Anna Wintour. Why would you want Blake Lively there with all the scandal? I mean, granted, they've had other controversial figures. They've had Kanye West, they've had the Kardashians, which I know have always brought people, um, given people have had mixed feelings about that. We've seen a number of different stars, I guess, that have had some. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone has been in this big of a scandal as Blake and Ryan are right now, but if they're literally being invited by Time 100 and by SNL, and trust me, the next big celebrity red carpet that they get invited to, they will absolutely be there. Ryan Reynolds was at the Green Day Walk of Fame honor. So to me, they trust me, they're not hiding out. They're not trying to keep it coy. Like I've said, I think they know that they're losing the big game overall, the Hollywood game. So they're going to do everything they can to stay relevant and to stay important. And I think the Met Gala is one of the most relevant events of the year that celebrities want to be at, that they want to be seen at. And, people come and go. And it seems like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds did not make the list this year, despite how much they very much want to be exposed in this moment. They want to be out and about and photographed and to show how unbothered they are. Well, guess what? We see you. And I'm actually glad that Anna Wintour decided to not show you at the Met Gala. There were a number of different looks here. Let's just go through a couple of them. We'll scroll through some of them. Because they were some of them were, like, boring and underwhelming. Some of them were fine. I wasn't impressed by the theme, to be honest. It was a lot of, like, people in, like, suits, right? A lot of the women were wearing suits, the men were wearing suits. It wasn't we didn't have the big crazy fantasy or the, high fashion, in my opinion. One of the most talked about one was Zendaya. I thought she looked nice. I thought she looked very classy, very sleek. The hat just seemed to be like a thing, but her all white pantsuit I thought was really cute. It was by Louis Vuitton. Cute. All right, fine. I don't know who Coleman Domingo is. He's a co-chair at I don't know how this is on theme, but cute. He looks like a curtain. You know what this reminds me of? Teresa Giudice's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Look, Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Teresa. Listen, I'm going to pull it up. You're going to see it. And once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Boom. Look at this. Teresa Giudice. This is the look that I feel like he's giving us, right? He's kind of giving us this vibe. Am I right? Like, I feel like it's kinda similar. Okay, he's the co-chair, cool. Thank you, Domingo. Is Domingo oh, and then he changed. I like this look a little bit better. I mean, it's mixed match, but I guess the whole point is, like, it's supposed to be kind of fashiony. Fashion, put it all on me, fashion. I do like this Valentino look better than whatever this, like, curtain look is. It looks like we're going to see a show at the theater, and he's just about to open up his curtains. Um, open up his curtains the way Blake Lively wanted to do to Justin Baldoni. She wanted him to open up her curtains. Gigi Hadid. This one's probably one of my favorite looks. I don't feel like it's fully on theme. It kind of seems a bit like an outlier, but I do really like this look. I mean, it does feel like when the Met Gala did that golden sort of era. Um, You know, when they were, like, they were doing the Catholic everybody had, like, they were it was what was the Vatican theme? This feels a little more Vatican more than it feels like the what is it? The black style theme that they wanted to incorporate this year, but I think Gigi Hadid looked incredible. Sydney Sweeney also looked incredible. I don't love when they do the thing with the hair, right? Where they do, like, one random curl where it's, like, a white girl with a big random curl that's, like, glued to her forehead. I don't love that look, but you know what? I think Sydney Sweeney looks incredible. I think the dress is very form-fitting. It's like this black sequency kinda dress, Miu Miu. It's a Miu Miu gown. It looks great. She was wearing a brooch. It wasn't the brooch around her neck. It wasn't a lotus flower. We have the Piano Man, Hey Ya, Andre 3000. Cute, fun, fashiony, campy, cool. Rihanna, this was her actual look. She's wearing kind of like a suit. You can see the pregnant belly. I actually really like this look. I think Rihanna did really well with it. Okay, let's go through a few more. Anna Wintour, fine, boring. I feel like it's way off theme. I feel like her and Gigi Hadid got invited to a different party because it doesn't feel very I don't know. Maybe I'm off, maybe I'm wrong. This is her party, but I just feel like it's a little off theme, but okay. She looks fine. Makes her look a little old. Jenna Ortega in this metallic duct tape suit, I thought looked really good. I think her hair, the wavy hair looks nice. Her makeup's a little more simple, but it has like the dark Wednesday Adams tones to it. The metallic dress, I think, looked really great on her. I think not my favorite look, but definitely a win for the night. Taraji, Taraji P. Henson also looked great. Cookie Lyons I think she looks great. I think the top hat, the cane, it's a little pimpy, but I kind of like it with the cane and the hats. Like, you walk with the limp like an old school pimp, a real OG. So she's got that vibe to her. I like it. Kendall Jenner, some people really liked her gray suit. I just thought it was kind of boring. I just thought like it wasn't that it's fine. Not my favorite. It's just boring. It's lackluster. It's underwhelming. Cynthia Erivo, always doing the most. Not my favorite look. I no, too much. Too much, and it just doesn't really slap. Sabrina Carpenter, I go back and forth. Like, I really love this look, but then I also feel like it's also just a bit underwhelming. But she's got the pantsless look with the maroon sort of burgundy top blazer, and she looks like this could be a Skims ad. Big hair, purred, on brand for Sabrina Carpenter. I like this look. I think it's sleek, it's cute, it's sexy, it's fun, it's campy. It's got all the things that I think fit a good Met Gala vibe. It's a little less clothing than you would expect, but I think it's nice. Um, Audra McDonald also looks great. I think, the big flowy gown, the capes, the sleeves, I think definitely are a moment right now, and I'm feeling it. Tracy Ellis Ross looks like a fucking disaster. I don't know who approved this look on her. The giant hat, like she just looks like she got out of Toontown from Disneyland and she forgot to leave her outfit in her locker before she went to dinner. She was like, "You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to wear my costume to dinner." I think this looks terrible. The colors are off. I think, I don't know, the way I interpreted the theme was to be more sleek, more black, white, metallic, like, the gold and the bright blues and this bright pink. I mean, I guess it kind of fits the time because I guess people had like the powder blue and the powder pink No, I wasn't feeling this look at all. It's you know what it reminds me of? I remember when I was little, when I was in grade school, I wore this blow up Elvis Halloween look. You know, when they have those little things that it's like the blow up costumes. I don't know if you've seen them. They kind of make you look like a giant blob, but they like kind of they have like the air that fills up and then it makes I was a fat Elvis for Halloween one year, and that's what this reminds me of one of those blow up Halloween costumes. Whoopi Goldberg, I'm not a fan of it. I also am not used to Whoopi wearing other things other than like an oversized sweater and a muumuu on The View, so I guess this is just different. Not my fave. We have, Dorian Gray, who looks like an aged Emma Stone. Um, fine, cute. Not my favorite look, but fine. We have, Venus Williams. They not like us. They not like us. Obviously, that was Serena, but the Williams sisters around. Not my favorite. This like green. The shoes, I think the crocodile shoes are ugly. She's wearing like a cheerleader outfit with like a green coat. I it just kind of feels a I get that she was trying to be like, I'm a tennis player, but it didn't land. Not my favorite. Oof, this one's terrible. Tiana Taylor, hard no. Hard no. It's too much. It's too which I guess is kind of like the Met Gala, like you want to do too much, but it just sometimes you can overkill it. Like Kim Kardashian very much overkilled. Zoe Saldana, uh uh, I don't know. I just why are Meg the Stallion looks great. This is, I think, well, if you know, she's got like that the boa and the the coat and the metallic. This is very glam, but it's like a modern glam. Like it's what you would think like sexy Marilyn Monroe esque era, but like I think that this looks incredible on her. I think Megan the Stallion definitely hit it out of the park. Shakira, again, the bright pink, and I think this is ugly. It looks like a quinceanera dress, something that I would find here on Santee Alley in downtown LA for someone that was getting ready for, their friend's big 15. I'm gonna swipe left on that. Serena Williams, not a fan of this look. It's just the hair is not it. It's a little too makes her look washed out. And then this just looks like a silk. What is it? The bedspreads. What is the word that I'm trying to think? The comforter. She looks like she just wore, she took her lace sheets, wrapped them around herself, and then she has the satin comforter that she decided to wear with her. Sorry, the silk sheets. Yeah, I said silk, right? Demi Moore looks nice. Um, it's kind of Cruella de Vil-y. I think she's got a little too much Ozempic going on, but she looks nice. Not a fan of Alicia Keys' look. No, who's this? Doja Cat? No, well, I mean, this is very campy, but the bird's nest on her head is just not slapping. Bird's nest on her head with the Toontown makeup. She looks like a drag queen Jessica Rabbit. Not feeling it. It did not land the marking for me, nor did who is this? Prabal Gurung? Wearing Prabal Gurung, Teresa Thompson. I don't know her. I don't know her. Janelle Monáe was fun. I think I liked Janelle Monáe's outfit when she took off the coat and she had like that tailored suit underneath. I thought this was done very well. It kind of was on theme. Lizzo with the blonde hair, not no. I did not like Lizzo with the blonde hair. I think, especially like hard no. We're gonna pass. Um, Simone Biles. This is kind of fun, but it's also just like a little too I don't know, this just feels like without the backing, right? Without the back kind of cape, I think this would just be like a cute outfit that you would wear out on a weekend. It's kind of like a cute cha-cha outfit that I just don't think is very high fashion. Lupita Nyong'o, I think looks great. This is where I can see that pastel blue color, and I think she looks really good. I wish the hat just kind of misses it for me. I wish it were or a bit more of a classic hat versus the over fashiony style hat, but I actually really like Lupita in this. I think she looks great. ASAP Rocky, cute. He just won the trial. He's like, look at boom, bitches. I just won my trial, and I'm, you know, the bomb. Anne Hathaway, one of my favorite looks in this. What is it, Caroline Herrera? I think this just looks, it's classy, it's chic, it's fashiony, it's not very campy as some of the other looks are, but this is just me, very quintessential Anne Hathaway. I can see this in Devil Wears Prada. She's very, Annie from Wears Prada. I think or no, what was her name in Devil Wears Prada? And Devil Wears Prada. What was the Oh, it wasn't Annie. It was Andy. Close enough. I was close. I loved it. Madonna, her face just always scares me, so I can't even pay attention to what she's wearing. Chaperone, same thing. I think Chaperone's outfit is not terrible. It's very on brand for Chaperone. It's hard to look at her face. She has like yeah, it's very Blake Lively, the hair. It's very like dry Brillo pad. And I don't like all that frizz and the makeup just is kind of scary. Kim Kardashian, this is one of my least favorite Kim Kardashian Met Gala looks. The dress isn't terrible. The hat to me kills it. Like, I don't know if she thinks she's going to Cowboy Carter or if she's going to go see Wicked on Broadway or if she's going to see Countess Luann. Her cabaret with the Countess. I feel like she committed to all 3 events in one night. She was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go say hi to Countess Luann, and I want to make sure we have matching hats on, but I also want it to look a little wicked, because I promised Ariana I was gonna see her on Broadway, and then I'll make sure that we end the night at Cowboy Carter. So I need an outfit that's gonna like work for all 3." I liked Kim Kardashian's after party outfit better than this. Okay. Kylie Jenner, also boring. Mary J. Blige, I think the hat looks terrible and completely killed her look. Nicki Minaj, sorry. Eh, not my favorite look on her. We also have Tyla. We have, who's this? Charlie XCX. It's very gothic. It's very, what is that? Series of unfortunate events, you know? All right. That's all of the looks shared by the New York Post. Cute. These were, cute. The more I see the others, I don't love Zendaya's After All. I think it's just a little underwhelming. I did really like Kim Kardashian's after party look. So this, I think she really killed on. This one I think really slaps. I think it still has like that leathery vibe. I just thought it was very, very chic. Ooh, chic, c'est la vie. C'est bon. C'est bon. Okay. Those are the Met Gala looks. I probably spent a little more time on the Met Gala than I was thinking, but hopefully it sparked some good convo in the comments below. I'm pretty sure you guys are. I feel like we're Joan Rivers on fashion. We are the fashion police right now. I don't even give a shit about the Met Gala, but here we are doing fashion. Put it all on me. All on me. Okay, let's get into Hilaria Baldwin because I am ready to. I feel like I just fell out of a coconut tree with Hilaria Baldwin this week. But first, a message from our sponsors. Ever wonder why your brain feels foggy, even when you're eating clean and exercising? It might not be burnout. It could be parasites. Groundbreaking research from Dr. Alan McDonald reveals a direct link between chronic parasitic infections and neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis. Parasites can cause inflammation, nerve damage, and long-term cognitive decline. Even more reason to do a full body cleanse at least once this year. The Wellness Company has a solution for you. Ivermectin plus mebendazole, the gold standard parasite solution now combined in one cleanse combo, designed to eliminate harmful invaders and support your immune system naturally. It's medical grade and it's not some trendy herbal gimmick. Fill out a quick intake form and get a 3-month supply shipped straight to your door. Maha is officially here, and the Wellness Company is making hard-to-get medications digitally accessible so that you can live your best life. Head to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to save $90 off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/nofilter. Use code NOFILTER. Cleanse your body today, U.S. residents only. This episode is sponsored in part by Ashwamag. So how you feeling lately? A bit stressed, overwhelmed, anxious? Staying mentally fit and emotionally resilient in this increasingly complex world can be tough. Well, you don't have to go at it alone. Let me tell you about Ashwa Mag, the number one selling natural mood and emotional health support supplement. Formulated by top nutritional psychologists, Ashwa Mag combines clinically tested organic ashwagandha, two types of magnesium, L-theanine, and vitamin B6, all of which support a healthy nervous system by targeting the root causes of anxious feelings and poor mood. In just 30 days, 84% of users reported better sleep, while 90% saw an overall mood improvement after 3 months. Listen, ashwagandha has been one of my secrets. I've been taking it for over 10 years now. That, in combination with magnesium and L-theanine, three supplements that I've been fans of for many, many years. And I love that you don't have to buy multiple products, it's all together in one product, right? It's one supplement that has ashwagandha, magnesium, L-theanine, and the added benefits of vitamin B6. That combo is muy perfecto. Drug-free Ashwamag can help you feel calm, relaxed, and focused, supporting feel-good neurotransmitters while lowering cortisol levels naturally. We love to lower cortisol. Am I right? Don't let stress control your life. Try Ashwamag risk-free with an exclusive offer for the Zack Pack. Are you ready? Go to ashwamag.com. That's ASHWAMAG.com and use discount code NOFILTER at checkout to get 20% off your first order and free shipping. Okay, that's discount code NOFILTER, NOFILTER at ashwamag.com. Terms apply. Ashwamag is nutrition for a better mood. So go right now. Visit ashwamag.com and use my special code NOFILTER for 20% off your first order and free shipping. Terms apply. All righty, let's talk about Hilaria Baldwin because she has a new book out. Hilaria Baldwin, who is married to Alec Baldwin. Oh, Alec, we are glad you survived your trial. Now we have Blake Lively. So Hilaria Baldwin is claiming that she now has ADHD. And she says that's why her accent is always changing. So she has a new book out. It's called Manual Not Included. And she's claiming that ADHD and dyslexia are part of why she can't keep her story together. Basically, blame it on the autism, blame it on the autism. So here's an excerpt from her book. She said, and these diagnoses greatly impact my speech, my reading, my listening, my focus, my memory, and my self-confidence. I mean, you should have just here, I'll rewrite that for you. Scratch all those words out and just say, greatly impacts my lies. Because I don't know who I am. She continues by saying, or by writing, I have a brain that is one part English, one part Spanish, 7 dollops of mom brain, a heavy pour of distraction when I get stuck and go off on a tangent and forget what I'm saying all while I'm saying it. I just existed in a land where sometimes I spoke one language and sometimes I spoke another. Sometimes I mixed them and got mixed up. And I've never talked about my processing differences. Really? Like, what is Blake Lively gonna use this argument next, that her autism is why she confused Baldoni's actions, and that, the set wasn't really chaotic when she loses in court? Then she'll be like, "Oh, well, I guess, it wasn't that the set was so chaotic, it's that it was overwhelming for my sensory processing." Like, I'm literally waiting for Blake Lively to pull this card in court about how she, has ADHD or autism or she's on the spectrum in some way, because I feel like that's just the new excuse that everybody's giving so that they cannot take accountability for their own actions. Listen, if you personally, I think it's weird when people have their fluctuating accents. Remember when Lindsay Lohan had that like Middle Eastern accent for a while when she was living in Dubai? I think it is possible. Yes, you can take on other people's accents, but usually you have a fake accent when you're trying to be a fake person. So I don't buy it. I don't like when people use the on the spectrum excuse. ADHD, I don't think is an excuse for why you have a fake accent or why you can't keep your accent consistent. And I mean, it's really just because you don't know who you are. It's a lack of self discovery more than it is, your dyslexia. People have dyslexia. People have ADHD. I don't believe Hilaria Baldwin has either. I think this was something straight out of a new PR playbook where they're like, okay, this is how we're going to excuse it. This is what we're going to do so that people, I don't know who's buying her bullshit. Like, who really believes that she's doing this because she has ADHD? Sorry, Hilaria. Swipe left, not going to take it. Nope, not today, Satan, not today. But her new book, you can buy it right now. Manual not included. I guess because I don't know what manual she's operating from, which is why she keeps fumbling the ball, 'cause she don't know what she's doing, but it's a hot mess. So good for her. Good luck, girl. All right. Now let's get to my interview with Morgan from Battle Camp and Netflix's Cheer. Like I said, Battle Camp is such a fun show. I've been watching Battle Camp. I've been watching Vanderpump Villa, and I've been watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Stay tuned for more interviews to come. Wink, wink. But without further ado, let's dive into my interview with Morgan. All right, guys, welcome back to an all-new episode of No Filter. I have a very special guest in studio today. You know her from Netflix's Cheer, and now she's battling it out on the campground. Please welcome Morgan.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
I did not realize how obsessed I was going to be with this new show. I haven't had a good competition show in a minute. I've been watching like Vanderpump Villa, The Valley, like a bunch of different like reality shows, but I was like, I need a good competition show. And to be honest, a couple that I've seen in the last couple years, I think maybe since Traitors, have just kind of sucked and they haven't like hooked me. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised at how invested I was in this.
Yeah, it actually was phenomenal. So I was super excited about it. It was hard to keep a secret for that long because we filmed about a year ago. So
yeah,
it was hard to keep a secret, but it was a lot harder than you think. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, we first got to meet you on Cheer, which was a docuseries, and this is not a docuseries. This is like the complete opposite. What have you been doing since Cheer, and what made you agree to do a competition show? I mean, it's like the challenge.
Yes. So after Cheer, I obviously stopped cheering. I did do the Cheer Live tour, which was an incredible opportunity. It was so much fun. It's basically just like the cast from Cheer and other, phenomenal programs and like well-known cheerleaders. We all got together, went on tour, which was really fun. And then since then, I've gotten engaged and married, bought my first house. I'm officially an auntie, no kids yet, but maybe in the future. And just been like living life. So that's what I've been doing. But I feel like the reason I wanted to do another show is to challenge myself. Like, obviously, docuseries is way different than reality TV. But I thought it was like an incredible opportunity. I could, do something that was out of my comfort zone, like challenge myself a little bit. And I didn't know like who was going to be on it, but I was like, I'm excited to meet these people because it's like you watch other shows and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this person on the show. So I was excited. Like whenever I got to Battle Camp, I was like, wait, this is like crazy. Like everyone's worlds are just all colliding right now.
Was there anyone you were expecting to see at camp?
Yes, I actually had a really good feeling about Trey being there.
Okay.
Because of Squid Games. So I was like, just like his story in it and like how he played the game and stuff strategy wise, I was like, okay. Avery from The Mole, I kind of expected because I was like, I didn't know if they would put The Mole on there, but Avery was like, so well known from her series on like her strategy and that sort of thing. So I was like, oh yeah. And then Chase, I'm like, he's in every Netflix show. So I was like, Chase is going to be there for sure.
I'm surprised we didn't have Harry.
Yeah, no, I really thought Harry was going to be on it too.
Well, now he's like with Alex Cooper and he thinks he's too cool, but like it's fine. But like he was always such a good competitor in these shows and just like I would have loved to have seen Chase and Harry battling it out together.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of other shows
too. Or even just the egos of like Harry against like Trey or Lorenzo.
That would interesting. Would have mixed up the whole show even more.
So were you a big Netflix fan before?
Yes, I feel like I watch a lot of shows. I'm like a binge watcher though. Like I literally I go through seasons, I guess you'd say, where I'm like busy, and then I just like crash. And I'm just like, okay, do not disturb for like a week straight, and then I just binge watch TV. So I feel like I've caught up on a lot of shows and like fell in love with them. Like Selling Sunset, Selling the OC. Like I watched The Mole. Like I've seen like The Traitors. Not Traitors. $1 Million Secret. I've seen like some of the newer shows coming out. Loved Squid Games The Challenge. I was obsessed with that. So I feel like I've seen a lot of shows. So I was like, kind of had an idea of like who would be, casted for this, but also had no idea at the same time.
Do you miss cheering?
Parts of it I do miss. I miss like the team aspect and like having something to look forward to, like Daytona and like the adrenaline rush and like learning new skills and like challenging myself. But physically flipping my body and being sore, I do not miss whatsoever.
Have you kept in touch with anyone since the show?
Yeah, I feel like I keep in touch with a decent amount of people. It's just hard sometimes because we're all in just different seasons of life. Some of us are married, some people are still in college. Like, we're just all over the place, but I try to stay in touch as much as I can.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine everyone's lives kind of grow apart after the show.
Yeah, and it's like college too, where it's like whenever you get out of college, like you just, not like you become a different person, but like you're just, it's not you in college anymore. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's like the biggest part of it is like we were all in college together and now we're not. So it's like the separation of that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So what was the pitch to do Battle Camp? Because I feel like it just is so out of what you were used to doing.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you're athletic. I mean,
Mhm.
being in cheer, you know, were able to keep your body in good physical shape, which like you tore it up on the rock wall. Like
Yeah.
seeing some of those challenges, I was impressed. But what made you even want to get into something so different?
I don't know. I feel like I just love like dipping my feet in all these different things. Like
Yeah.
I love to just like learn how things work and like do it once and like, you know, it could be something that I end up falling in love with. So I did cheer, which was docu-series, and then I did voice acting for a kids animated series, which was really fun. So I was like, I've done those two different types, but I haven't done reality. So I was like, I kind of just want to like see what it's all about. Like, I don't know, like you see all these TV shows and stuff. So I was like, I think it'd be so cool to be able to be on it and like get to know the behind the scenes of it. Like I love the camera work and like the mics and like lighting and all the things that go into a show. So I thought that it was going to be really cool to be able to experience that for sure. But then also just like doing something that's so different, so out of my comfort zone. I was like, let's just challenge myself and just do it.
Did you have a strategy going into it?
No, I did not have any strategy, which I think was the downfall of me being voted off. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I was like going in and I was like, okay, like I know I can do good at the challenges. Like I'm pretty like active. I mean, I don't work out that much, but like I feel like I would be able to do decently well in these. The part that I struggled in was the strategy.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm going up against like people that are on shows specifically for strategy. So I'm like, oh wait, so you have to like vote for people and like this is how your brain operates. This is how you get to this point. Like it's like this whole process. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's so nice. We're all friends. And then they're like, I'm voting for you. And I'm like, wait, what did I do? Like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, did I say something? Like, did I hurt your, you know, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So it was like different to like learn like how to play strategy, but also I felt like I understood the concept right as I was leaving. So I was like, dang it.
One of the, I guess, smartest strategists in the game was Trey. But I feel like a lot of people were gunning for him, or like he kind of got the most heat throughout the season, and he was kind of the villain. And I feel like it was just because he was trying to be smart about how to play the game, and everybody around him maybe caught on to that and were trying to block him. Do you feel like he was just a good strategist, or do you think he was warranted of being the villain of the season?
No, I feel like it's everyone had their own type of strategy going into the game, and I feel like that's where it gets confusing a little bit because like for me I had no strategy. Trey had a strategy. There's other people that were like, oh, my strategy is just to do good in the challenges and like be nice and like don't get your name on the wheel, like don't get any votes for yourself. So I feel like there's all these different types of strategy, and he just played like straight strategy and then not as much like, I mean, he did do very well in the challenges as well, but I feel like he was like ready for it, like so set, where I was like the complete opposite side of it. So I feel like he played the game, if that makes sense. Like I didn't play any strategy. I played like the challenges, and he was like strategy. So I feel like he wasn't really like the villain, but he just played the game.
I feel like there was a combo of the other shows, because like there's the strategy piece, there's the physical component, but then you also have to play like the numbers game to like be friends and make sure you have alliance, and not just alliances, but like genuinely have friendships, because you're working on teams against each other, but then you're also
100%.
trying to make it to the end as well and not get voted out.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Who would you say was the villain of the season?
I don't know. I feel like we didn't really have a villain, but also there was like some of the castmates that were there that I didn't get to meet. Because I came in like later in the game, so even some of the cast I didn't get the opportunity to meet. So I feel like there really wasn't a straight like villain. I feel like it was like, you know, just like hard situations that we were put in, or like, you know, trying to like, you know, pinpoint this person against this so that you could get votes out. So it wasn't really like there was a bad person in the show. It was just like trying to be the strategy of who to get out so that you save yourself.
Yeah. I feel like on social media, there were some people that had critiques about coming in late to the game. And they're like, is it fair that you
Yeah.
get to come in late and then still win the same cash prize despite not having to be there for the first few challenges?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I knew going in that I wasn't going to win as soon as I found out that I was going in late. Because I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, I've seen all the shows. I know
Yeah.
how it works. Like, first of all, you know, it'd be amazing to win the money, like, life changing.
Yeah.
But I also knew, like, going in, like, what my goals were to, like, challenge myself, push myself, like, go out of my comfort zone. So I was, like, fine with whatever the outcome was, like, win or lose. I was just there for the experience and, like, to fully, like, have that experience. So I feel like coming in late, though, was difficult because everyone already had their alliances. They already had their teams. They knew how the game worked.
Yeah.
So then I come in and I'm like, what's a challenge? What's a punishment? And we vote for each other and they're in a wheel just as, like, you're gone.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That was a fun
What?
twist, like the wheel determining who
Yeah.
actually got eliminated versus being like voted out or losing the
Yes.
challenge. It really is kind of a game of chance.
that was my thing. Everyone's like, why did you throw this or whatever? And I'm like, I didn't throw any challenges. I'm just like thinking about it. And I'm like, for the bug challenge, for example.
Yeah.
First of all, I do not do bugs.
Yeah.
And I don't really do food either. So I'm like, this is going to suck. Like, I was like, I'm going to start crying on national television, like in 5 seconds. Like, I can just feel it like building up in me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But then, I don't know, it just got to a point where I was like looking over and QT and Kyle are eating these bugs like they're chips. And I'm over there dry heaving for like 10 minutes. I'm like, there's no way. So I finished the first one. And then the second one, I took like a little bite of, and I was like, if they're eating it in like one bite, like I'm not gonna make it. Like there's two of us that are not gonna, like, we're gonna get our names put up.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be one winner of this, and it's gotta be either QT or Kyle because I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I was like, realistically, like there's no way like my name's gonna be put on it anyway. So why eat the bugs?
Yeah.
I'm like, I already ate one, so I was like, that's gross enough. Like I'm not gonna like punish myself even
So
more.
you don't regret not eating the worms
Oh no.
or the tarantula.
I'm so scared of spiders. Like
It
there
also
was no
just
way.
looked weird. It was like
It was
fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fried. Literally disgusting. I was like in shock in the
See,
back.
you have to just play it with it's a mental game. You can't think about it. You
Yes.
can't taste it. You just have to shove it in your mouth.
I just couldn't. I literally was trying to Matt talk myself. I was like, you can do this. Like, you got it. Like, you can do anything you set your mind to. And then I literally like had it in my mouth and I was like, I'm going to puke. I'm literally going to puke. I actually threw up in my mouth during the challenge and had to swallow it.
See,
Which was disgusting.
I was even as I was watching it, I was like, okay, I was already thinking what my strategy would be in
If you
the
were
different
doing it.
scenarios, and even with the bugs, I was
Yep.
like, listen, you just have to chomp and swallow, and
Yeah.
it'll be
Just
over
pray
before you
for the
know it.
best. But yeah, I knew my name was going to go up there anyway. So I was like, even if I kept eating the bugs, like
Yeah.
QT and Kyle were finishing before I was. So I was like, my name's going to get put up anyway. So might as well save myself a little bit here. But
Was there anything about the experience that you surprised yourself with? Maybe even eating the first bug?
eating the first bug for sure. Like never, I mean, I'm like, you can't pay me to do that. I'm like, that was a once in a lifetime type of thing that I will never ever do again. But I feel like, I don't know, like some of the challenges were like difficult, like, you know, the tray holding one. Like I didn't think I could hold the tray for as long as I did.
Oh, yeah.
Also against two guys, so I was like, that's unfair. But even like the rock climbing wall, like I was like, I've never rock climbed before. Like I don't know, like if I'm gonna be good at this or not good at this. Like I used to climb trees as a kid, but like how does that relate to rock climbing? I don't know. But I think I kind of like surprised myself a little bit with
You tore that up. You
the
beat
rock
Chase
climbing wall.
like by a landslide.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
The second time was tough though, because
Yes.
you fell the second time.
Yes, and I already had been like stung or whatever from like the little.
So when you would
electrocution.
push the buttons, it would like shock you.
Yes, it would sting your hands. Yeah.
Did it really
Oh,
hurt?
it
Because
hurt. I
everyone
cried.
kept saying it
I
hurt so
bawled
bad.
my eyes out. Like, and I'm like a tough cookie. Like I never cry. I'm
Oh.
like I cried on cheer when I hurt my ribs and stuff. But
Yeah.
like I'd like don't cry. And I literally was in so much pain. I was like on the ground. Like I was like, this hurts so bad. But then it was just like 10 times harder. Like the second time you went, because it's like you already got tased all the way up. You know, the first time. Then you go a second time, and then they do like testers in between it. So it like hurt so bad. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But still made it. Still beat Chase. So proud about that. Lorenzo kicked my butt in the second one.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Was there anyone that you were surprised that you connected with?
Yes. So there were 2 shows that had not come out yet. So when we got there, Too Hot to Handle had not come out for the new season, and The Circle for the second season hadn't come out yet. So some of the castmates that were on there, like QT and Kyle and like Bree, they were there, but their show hadn't come out yet. So wasn't like familiar with who they were, and it was also harder to try to see like what their strategy is and like what their strengths are, because I didn't see them, you know, on their shows and like personality wise and stuff. So whenever I met them, I actually became like super close with all of them. Like QT and Kyle, I'm like beyond close with. So I feel like it was a shock because I didn't know them going into the show, and like the bond that we've created outside of that was just 10 times better than
So
I
did
thought.
you binge a bunch of Netflix before going in to try
yes. And I watched a lot of like Survivor, and would like, you know, stand on the end of my bed and like balance on one foot for as long as I possibly could.
So
like,
you did all the research and no strategy.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, oh, challenges, like, oh, challenge show, like, let's go. Like, challenge. I'm like, I didn't even think about the strategy. But also I'm just like, I can't be like mean.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I literally was like the first day when they were like, okay, like, who do you vote for? And I'm like, can I just vote for myself? Like, I don't want to vote for anyone. Like, I don't know them well enough. And they're like, no, you can't do that. Like, you have to vote for somebody.
Oh my God, I would love to do one of these shows.
So,
I would go in hard with the strategy. I would come in guns a-blazing.
Yeah, and it's
but
also
see, that's
hard
also
to
a bad
being in the
strategy
moment,
too.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it just depends, like, how you work it. I don't know. Like, my husband's always like, I'd be phenomenal on a game show. I'm like, you are 6'5". Like, you are gonna get voted out in 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just because of how tall you are. Like, you're gonna be seen as a threat, and then you gotta go.
Yeah.
But it's also, you gotta play like the middle ground. So like, even with the show, like when we did like the bug challenge, for example, it was like I couldn't not do it, because if I didn't do it, it would seem like I didn't care, didn't want to be there. So then it's like, oh, easy votes on Morgan. But also, if you exceed all the challenges, oh, you're a threat, we want to vote you out because you're a threat.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to play like this middle ground and like make it seem like you're not throwing challenges if you mess up, or like if you don't want to do something that's like out of your comfort zone, or like, you know, all these different things. You have to play like this like very specific middle game.
Yeah.
To be able to be successful in the end.
Yeah. You can't be too threatening. You have to play a little dumb and a little dingy.
Yeah.
You can't like
you can't
show
be too
off
nice,
or flex.
but you can't be too mean.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta be right in the middle.
What was it like with Lorenzo? Because I feel like on Squid Games, he was very much like polarizing, total villain. Even Trey at the beginning was like, I don't know about, he's the one person I don't want to see.
I didn't know that. When I was watching the show back, I was like, wait, I didn't know they didn't like each other. I was like, I had no idea.
I don't think anybody liked Lorenzo after Squid Games.
I just remember Lorenzo stealing people's food. Like, that's like the biggest thing that I remember from watching Squid Games with him. And I just think it's so funny. But his personality is so contagious. He is hilarious. Like, just so goofy. Love his accent. It literally is like, I could just listen to him talk all day long. But yeah, on the show, he was like super nice, like super friendly. Obviously, him and Georgia were super close. So like, I didn't get like too much like talking, you know, interacting and stuff. But also, it's like you're trying to do gameplay and like all the other things mixed in with it. So it's like not really building friendships, I guess, in there. But like also like alliances, I guess, in a sense. But yeah, I know he was so funny and phenomenal. And I feel like he like was very reserved in the beginning with like challenges and stuff, and then as soon as it became individual, I was shook, literally shook. I was like, how is he, you know, kayaking this fast and he's building this fire? I'm like, I had no idea that he could like, it was like a switch flipped in him, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Who was your money on to take it all the way?
Honestly, I thought it was gonna be Lorenzo or Shuby. I was like, my
really?
Two, yes. And the reason I thought Shuby is because
I'm surprised Shuby made it as far as he did.
Really? I'm like, no one voted for him. Like, he literally didn't get a single vote. So I was like, that's saving his butt right now. Plus, the team's winning. So I'm like, his name's not even up there, and he's like not a threat. Like, he doesn't start the drama. Like, he is just like, he's like straight there. Like, he's not even getting brought up in conversation.
See, but those are the ones that are the threats, the ones that coast by. If you know competition shows, it's always the one that's in the background that's just kind of skirting by. They make it to the end.
It's so funny. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it was just so different, like trying to like pick out, because it was like every day was something different, and like, I don't know, like new emotions would be brought into it from like either like stress or like, you know, being disappointed that you lost a challenge and that sort of thing. So like every day was different of like who I thought was gonna win. But like, it's weird like looking back on it after like being in there is so different versus watching it.
Yeah.
Like being in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I had these emotions, like I felt this, like this is how everything was going. And then watching it back, I was like, oh, okay.
So were you surprised that Lorenzo won?
A little bit, but not really. Like after seeing like the end of it and like the individual challenges, I'm like, he exceeded all of them. He wasn't really like problematic, if that makes sense. Like, he didn't like start fights. Like, obviously he did his own strategy, which worked for him. but he didn't really get any votes for him either. Like, no one was like trying to target him to get him out.
Yeah.
He was nice, he was friendly, he was like the life of the whole camp. So I'm like, I could see it from the get-go, and nothing really like surprised me. But I was like, just the way that they had it and like the last challenges that he did, I was like, it just makes him stand out so much more to like make him even more deserving of like winning it.
I guess even in the end too, because it was all a game of chance, really.
Yeah.
I think that's what made this show so different is you had all these elements, right? You had to play the friend game, which very similar to the circle, but then you had the challenges. But then even at the end, when it comes to the elimination or the winner, like it was kind of up to chance based
like
off
whatever
of
it lands on. And that was the craziest part too, is like the fact that you did not want your name on the wheel at all.
Yeah.
To then the end of it being like, put your name on the wheel as many times as you can, and like if it lands on you, you win. But before it was like, if it lands on you, you're gone. I was like, that's crazy. Do
you feel like anybody underestimated you going in?
Yeah, because I am like more of like a shy person when you first meet me, and then my personality comes out. And so I was really, really, really shy in the beginning of battle camp. Didn't talk as much as I probably could have. Now knowing strategy and all how that works, I will know next time how to play the game a little bit more. But I feel like people didn't really, I don't know, like take the challenges as much serious. But also I was put in every single punishment the whole time I was there. Yeah. So I'm like, I was doing double all the things. And I'm like, some people didn't even do any challenges or punishments. People would just do the challenges, and then they won, and then they didn't have to do anything. And then I got put up for punishment and lost every single challenge. So I'm like, I was doing all the things. But yeah, I feel like people were like, oh, she's not going to eat the bug. She's not going to touch it. Certain things. I was like, made a decent amount. Everyone's like, oh, you missed all the bean bags. I'm like, I only missed like 3 or 4 out of like 40 of them that I threw. So I was like, realistically, I did not do that bad. So I feel like in all the challenges, I like decently did a really good job.
Was there anyone that you knew going in?
People-wise?
Yeah. Like when you got there and you finally saw the crew.
I knew that Chase was going to come in at some point.
Okay.
Because in the hotel, he had actually posted a picture. And so I saw that he was actually going to be in the show, or that he was in there because we had the same background of our hotel room. So I was like, okay, so Chase posted this. So Chase is literally, he's coming on the show.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if he's already been here or if he hasn't, but like he posted a picture with the same hotel background, like all the things. I was like, he's most likely going to be here.
Yeah. It was fun kind of watching everybody, especially because, I mean, Shuby hasn't been on since he was season 1 of The Circle.
Yes, Chase and he came back for like season 5, I believe, of The Circle as well.
Oh, that's right. They brought him back as a catfish, right?
Yeah, I think he was a catfish the second time.
And then he was a terrible catfish. I remember now. Now I remember. He was a terrible catfish. And then like Chase was even season 2 of Too Hot to Handle. So they really had a mix of like new people and some of like the veteran.
The whole board like was covered with that. It was actually crazy.
I do really like this concept though. I used to love back in the day, VH1 would have all these like dating shows, Rock of Love, Flavor of Love, and I would love watching all those. And then they had I Love Money, where they would all compete for money. They had one called Charm School, where they would take all the women from all the bachelorettes from the different dating shows and like have them go through like a charm school and have them take etiquette classes. Wait. And so it was just fun seeing all those mashups. Yeah. So I love that Netflix is now going in that same direction.
And I feel like people have been asking for like a competition show with like all reality stars or like celebs in a sense.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they did it, and I feel like they did a phenomenal job. It was really hard, but it was so worth it.
Yeah. What's next for you?
That's a great question. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know. Just looking forward to the future, living life with my hubby, eventually kids in the future as well. Just building my brand and enjoying life and taking every opportunity that comes.
Would you do another Netflix competition show?
I feel like I would say no, but yeah, I probably would. If I got an offer for it, I most likely would do it. Especially like The Circle, like after knowing like QT and Shuby and like how much they talk about it, I'm like, okay, wait, like I want to do The Circle.
And they've done that like with Chloe Veach.
Yes.
She was on Too Hot to Handle and they brought her on The Circle.
Yes.
I actually really liked Chloe. She was good on The Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. But yeah, I feel like another, like, it's not a Netflix show, but like The Amazing Race, like where my husband and I could do something together, like, oh, I would love to do something like that. So.
Or Traders, I think would be really fun.
Yes, I think Traders would be fun. I need to finish watching it.
See, but then you would be good at Traders because you know how to kind of just
Just
be
coast.
friendly and coast a little bit without like getting, because the
Yeah.
hardest part with traders is it's the ones that are the most vocal that always
Yeah.
end up getting booted early
True.
on because everybody thinks they're trying too hard.
Yeah.
And nobody looks at like the quiet or the meek ones
Yeah.
when those are usually the traders that are trying to stay under the radar.
Yeah, I feel like that's how the $1 Million Secret was too. Like I feel like the people that were like just right in the middle, just coasting, were just like really good at it because it's like bluffing game kind of in a sense. But it's like I feel like if you just play that ground, like I feel like you got it. I feel like it's pretty safe area.
Did you relate to Gio or Polly? Because they kind of come from that like reality docu-series with selling Sunset,
selling
right?
the OC.
Yes. They're OC.
No, they are literally the sweetest ever. Like Polly crushed it. I like actually like rewatching it. Like I was like so like caught up in like how I was doing like in the show, where when I went back and watched it, I was like, Polly is smashing this. Like she's destroying people. Like she is like so athletic. I was like, this is insane. Like Polly is literally crushing it. And like even Gio, he was doing phenomenal. Like he's a sweetheart too.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was nice to be able to have other people too. But it was also a little difficult because everyone that was on the show already had their people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like everyone from the circle had each other and like they knew each other already. People that were on Perfect Match together already knew each other. People from Too Hot to Handle already knew each other. So then when I got brought in, all these people had connections like selling OC and all that and had a person in there regardless if they were on their team or not. And then I'm just there and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't met any of you before. Like you guys don't know what cheer is. So I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to have any alliances today. I'm just going to take it easy. Take it easy.
Do you see yourself going back to your cheer roots? Maybe coaching?
I don't think so.
No, you're done.
I have done everything that I've wanted to do with cheer, and it has been like an amazing experience, but I'm like, you can't really cheer forever. And I don't know. I have the heart for like coaching. I really do. Like I love, helping athletes and like just seeing them like their face like lighten up when they get a new skill and just like, like seeing them be successful and like become the athletes that they are. I love. But I just don't have the time for it. Yeah. And I also am not as experienced as some people think I am in cheer. Like I just joined and then it just ended up working for me, but I don't know like how to do like the actual coaching and like all the pieces of it, of like running a gym and that sort of a thing. Like I just am not educated in. So I feel like I wouldn't be the best cheer coach, but I still love to like support people and like, might pop into competitions here and there. But
would you let your kids do cheer?
I don't know. I feel like it's like part of me is like I will let my kids do whatever they want to do. If they want to play hockey, if they want to be an ice skater, if they want like whatever they want to do, 100% is up to them. So I think I'm just gonna like expose my kids like at a young age to all these different sports and like gymnastics and this and that, and just let them test it out. And if they want to do cheer, they can. But I don't think I'll like force them to be like, hey, your mom's a cheerleader, you have to be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
So.
How did your husband feel about you coming from a docu-series and then getting back into reality TV?
Yes. So he's a very competitive person. Like, we have game nights and like all that kind of stuff. So we get very competitive. He was excited for me. Like he is like my biggest supporter ever. Like he's literally my best friend, but he was like so excited for me to do something and like challenge myself and that sort of a thing. But also he was so sad to see me leave because we were together every single day 24/7. So us not being together was like the saddest thing of all existence for me. I was like, how am I gonna like be apart from you for more than 24 hours? So it was a little difficult, but he was really excited for me.
Would he do a reality show with you? Like, would you guys do?
Yes, 100%. He needs to do reality TV. He has the best personality ever. Like, and he's so funny, so kind. Like, just this. He's literally just a huge teddy bear. So I'm like, people would fall in love with him if he did reality TV.
That would be fun.
It'd be so much fun. I'm like, you guys, put Stone on.
I know. I go back and forth. There was a time where I was like, I could absolutely see myself doing reality TV, and now I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's just 50-50, but it's like it's fun and it's like a great opportunity and just like fun to experience it. Yeah. But it's also so crazy to like turn on Netflix and like see your face like on Netflix. I'm like, that is like the weirdest concept that still has not processed to this day.
What are you watching on Netflix right now?
I just watched You. Just finished it.
The new season?
Yes.
Oh my god, I saw it this morning. I was binging Battle Camp this morning, but I did see You and I wanted to see You.
You is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm obsessed with it. Sucks it's last season, but it is what it is. And then there's like a lot of shows I feel like I need to catch up on. So.
Yeah. I know.
Need to get back
my
to
list
it.
keeps
Need to hibernate.
growing.
Yeah, it does. I'm like, every time I go and there's like, oh, it's recently added, and it's like in the top 10, and I'm like, I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I just need like 3 to 5 business days, like just to like just straight binge all these shows.
I know. I like a good weekend where I just once I'm on a binge, I just go all the way.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Thank you, Morgan.
Oh,
Thanks for coming on the
you.
podcast.
I know.
Having fun. We'll have to connect when I'm in Dallas later this year.
Yes, do it for sure.
Right.
You're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. That's a wrap. Slay the house down.